Once, in a quiet monastery surrounded by towering mountains, there lived a Zen master known for his clarity of thought and peaceful demeanor. His students came to him with many questions about life, often overwhelmed by the noise of the world. One day, a particularly troubled young student approached the master, his face full of worry and confusion. He bowed and said, "Master, I feel lost. There are so many distractions in life, so many paths to choose from. Everyone around me seems to be doing something important, and I can't help but compare myself to them. How can I find my way and focus on my life when I am constantly looking at others?" The Zen master listened patiently and smiled softly. He gestured for the student to follow him outside, where the monastery had a beautiful garden. In the center of the garden was a small pond, its surface perfectly still, reflecting the sky above. The master pointed to the pond and said, "Look at the water. What do you see?" The student replied, "I see my reflection, master." The master nodded and then threw a small pebble into the water. Ripples spread across the surface, distorting the reflection. "Now what do you see?" the master asked. "My reflection is unclear, master. The ripples have blurred it." The master sat down by the pond and the student followed. "This pond is like your mind," the master explained. "When it is still, you can see yourself clearly. But when your mind is disturbed by the ripples of comparison and distractions, you lose sight of your true self. The more you focus on the world outside, the less clearly you see your own path." The student looked at the pond again, watching the ripples slowly fade. The surface of the water became calm once more, and his reflection returned, clearer than before. The master continued, "In life there will always be distractions, people living different lives. But if you focus on what others are doing, you create ripples in your own mind, distorting your focus. Just as the water settles when left alone, your mind will find clarity when you let go of these distractions and focus on your own life." The student thought for a moment and asked, "But master, how do I stop comparing myself to others? How do I focus only on my life?" The master smiled. "Comparison is natural, but it is not your purpose. Your purpose is to walk your own path, not to follow someone else's. The more you focus on improving yourself, on your own journey, the less space you'll have for distractions. Just as you cannot control the ripples caused by the wind or the pebble, you cannot control the lives of others. But you can control how you respond to it. Focus on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, your growth." The student looked out at the pond, now still and clear, and for the first time he understood. His journey was his own, and the path would reveal itself only when he focused inward, not outward. The master stood and placed a hand on the student's shoulder. "The secret to a peaceful and focused life," he said, "is to clear your mind of the noise from the outside world. Do not let the lives of others ripple through your thoughts. Instead, be like this pond, calm, still, and focused on what is in front of you." From that day forward, the student learned to quiet the noise around him and focus on his own path. As he did, he found clarity, purpose, and peace in the stillness of his own mind. And so the lesson was clear. In a world full of distractions and comparisons, true happiness and progress come when you focus on your life, your journey, and your growth. The path to peace is not found by looking outside, it is found by looking within.